Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday morning. Well, let me start by saying something that I've been completely remiss about this week. Welcome to the thousands of new people who have started to watch this channel this week. I hope you are finding something of value out of what we do around here. Helping each other is the whole point of this channel, coming up with ideas, solutions, whatever we can. Obviously, helping each other this week has been helping the people in Greenville and Newport, Tennessee. But thank you for joining us. I just wanted to say hello out of my mouth, and we're glad you're here. It's been an interesting week, to say the least, and a lot of people's eyes have been opened, let's say, for decades, if you will. Preppers have been looked upon as tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists and, oh gee, we're waiting for the end of the world. No, we're not, okay? Trust me, none of us want it to happen. What we are ready for is situations exactly like the Southeast got whacked with this week. You've all seen the stories that power's out, water's out, internet's out, people losing houses, losing cars, losing family members, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and they don't know what to do. Now, I will be the first to admit, prepping ain't going to solve all your problems. It could solve some. If you had years worth of food and your house just floated down the river, so did all your food. So by no means would anybody think that I'm saying that if you do this, all your problems will go away. We're still at the mercy of God, okay? The difference is when you come out of it, if you've got preps, maybe you're okay. There's a lot of people in these stricken areas that lost everything. There's other people that their house is still there. Their car is still there. But the problem is their job is gone. The store they shop at is gone. Anything like that. And so they're still behind a rock. Okay. This is why we prep. Because if those people had stuff put away, okay, now they've got food in the house. Now maybe they have power. They have water. I mean, the biggest problems that we're seeing everywhere is there isn't enough drinking water. Well, if people had prepared ahead of time, they'd have some, and then maybe they can share as well. This is kind of what we talk about. We all realize at this point that it's an us versus them, okay? Notice in this whole debacle down south, it isn't, oh my God, you're a Democrat, we're not giving you water, or oh my God, you're black, or you're white, or you're Hispanic, or you're Jewish, or whatever. There's none of that. The people are all coming together. That's what makes America great, that we have our differences, but in times of crisis, we help each other regardless of anybody's political beliefs, race, religion, color, creed, you name it, okay? You'll find most preppers in their day-to-day life don't care about your race, religion, color, creed, whatever. Politics, that's a different story, okay? But at this point, we all realize it's us versus them, meaning the people versus the government. Look at all the stories that we've all seen. FEMA's nowhere to be found. Alejandro Mayorkas says, well, I'm sorry, FEMA went broke. We spent all our money giving money to illegals, and we don't have any money for hurricane victims. FEMA's come out and said, we don't have any generators to send to North Carolina. We sent them all to Ukraine. Your tax dollars. This is what all this is. It's basically up to us as individuals and as communities to help each other. to take care of our own. There's been stories all over the place about FEMA coming in and confiscating stuff, taking it other places. I will say this, okay? And yes, I know a lot of you guys had emailed me. I had already seen the video yesterday from Mr. Guns and Gear about what he had going on in, I forget the name of the town, Mountain Hill or something like that, up in the far northeast corner of Tennessee, where the sheriff confiscated all the donated goods and took it to an armory, okay? I saw the video just like you guys did. I listened to the phone call just like you guys did, okay? Obviously, that happened here. I will tell you this, immediately after that phone call, or watching that video, I made phone calls to both places that I'm dealing with, Greenville and Newport, to, I don't know, sextuple check how that the state, the sheriffs are in no way in charge whatsoever. No, and the assurances I got were the second that they try to do something like this, I'll get a phone call, okay? Because it's very simple. As soon as the government gets involved, we're out of that area. We will not be taking anything else to them. And I mean, I told that to both organizations, that you tell them this, that if they want to take stuff, they won't see any more. Okay, and both of them said they're not in control. It's all volunteer run, et cetera, et cetera. I've shown you the videos. Michelle's sent the pictures, et cetera, from her half. We've done it. Okay. So that's all good that we've got this taken care of. But it still comes down to the fact of, have you, whether you're in Oregon or North Dakota or Kansas, have you learned anything from this? Because all those people that say, it'll never happen to me, I will tell you what, there ain't a whole lot of people in Western North Carolina or East Tennessee that ever said, yeah, you know what, we're worried about a hurricane. Okay? The stories are that this is the worst weather event ever for Western North Carolina. There are cities that are gone, that are not going to be rebuilt, okay? I know there's talks about that. Again, I can't confirm any of it, but I've seen all the stories about, that you guys have sent me. The sources for these stories, let's put it this way, are questionable at best. The two podcasters that are talking about bulldozing cities without even recovering bodies, I don't give them credence whatsoever. Both of them are not respectable sources. Let's just put it that way. What are you doing to take care of yourself? That is the question, okay? And again, to those of you guys that are longtime listeners, I've said many times, learn from this, apply what happened here, and think about how it could happen to you. Again, hurricanes in East Tennessee, that's a new one. Who knows? But look at what they are having the biggest problems with. Okay, look what everybody's asking for. Water. Have you got that taken care of? Do you have multiple sources of water, multiple ways to purify water? I mean, again, y'all know, those of you that have been around know me, those of you that don't. I put in a solar system. My primary reason was so if the power went out, I could pump water out of my well. That was one way, okay? I've got IBC totes, so I can store, catch rainwater, store rainwater. I dug a pond so I could store water. I've got many water purification systems so I can get water from that pond, clean it, and making drinking water. And I live within 1,500 feet of a lake, okay? Just saying, this is the water plans that I've made. Multiple plans. Storing bottled water, that's great, but you'll be amazed how fast you go through it. I told you guys about Newport. The first day, Pepsi and Walmart came in with a semi-truck apiece of water. It was gone in a day, okay? You'll go through water like crazy. 6 gallons a day per person. Do not listen to what FEMA's telling you, 1 gallon of water. That is not accurate. 6 is what you should plan for, okay, per person. Drinking, bathing, cooking, cleaning, etc., etc., etc. You're going to need to do all of those. You're not living like SEAL Team 6 out there somewhere, drinking, 2 ounces of water and you can go for 24 hours. That ain't realistic for people. Power, right? Some of you absolutely need it for medical reasons, whether it's oxygen, whether it's CPAPs, pick many things that it could be. Maybe you need it to keep the refrigerator running, to keep the food that you got. You just got a deer and you go, cool, look at this. We got 100 pounds of meat or something off the deer. You need to store it. Well, maybe you know how to salt it. Maybe you know how to smoke it. Most people, what are they going to do? They're going to freeze it. Freeze it's kind of useless without electricity. Okay. What are you going to do for power? They're talking in these affected areas. It's going to be weeks, if not months, until the power comes back. Talking about some areas in Western Carolina that the transmission lines are trashed and they have to go through and replace them. And there's something like 250,000, or I forget what the number is. Basically, the story I was reading, it was enough transmission line that would wrap around the entire Earth. So is that 250,000 miles of it? Okay. Yeah, you go in there. What do you have for power? Do you have generators, whether they are gas, whether they are solar, whether they are propane, kerosene, diesel, whatever you got? Do you have those? You need to start getting stuff like this. Food. They're running out of food like crazy. You can't get the food to them fast enough, right? This is it. Baby supplies. Maybe this applies to you, maybe it doesn't, okay? But I will tell you what, if you have 20-somethings in your mag, you better plan on having baby supplies even if you got no kids now, because those 20-somethings are going to get busy in an SHTF event, and you're going to, all of a sudden, somebody's pregnant. It's going to happen. Just saying, okay? Medicine. The big one they're screaming for out there is Benadryl. But think about anything else that you have. Medicines that you take. Can you get more? Will you talk to your doctor and instead of getting a 90-day supply, can you figure out how to get a 6-month supply? Can you get it even from one of these online pharmacies and pay for it out of pocket? It might be worthwhile, especially if it is a medicine that you need to stay alive, okay? We all remember the book, 1 Second After. John Matheson's daughter didn't have any more insulin. She died, okay? We all know that story. Pretty much every prepper has read that book. If you have never read the book, 1 Second After, I advise you to go read it, okay? To give you an idea of how serious the book was, the foreword was written by Newt Gingrich. When the author wrote the book, he testified in front of Congress about what this possibility was. Just giving you an idea. And it's a fiction book, but it's very possible. You guys know for many, 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 many videos before, we have talked about different generators and stuff like that. Matter of fact, I'll be showing you a new one on Monday, okay, from Ida Hill. That was the one I asked you guys about. No, that wasn't a different one. This is another one that I'm going to show. No, this is from Dabson. Yes, it was the one I asked you. Sorry, I can't keep them all straight. New generator. This is the one I asked you guys in the community poll about donating, and obviously you guys said donate it, so we will. So I will show you that one. That's a brand new one just coming to market. Many of you probably also know Monday, I think it's Monday and Tuesday, are Amazon Prime Days. Well, in conjunction with Prime Day, and in conjunction conjunction with the hurricane relief, and you guys know I have talked to the companies that show us the generators that you guys win and stuff like that. Ida Hill has donated 3 generators. I got that from Alex. Okay. Grace is got the ones that I'm going to show you on Monday. Then you got Miley with Opus. Okay. Opus has some great prime deals that I'm going to link below. Plus, I want to remind everybody of this. If you've never looked at the Opus Helps program, I know a lot of you have taken care of it. If you have ever looked at the testimonials on their page, I'd say 3/4 of the testimonials are you guys, subscribers to this channel, who have told Opus about the issues that you face, and Opus has sent you a generator for free, okay? Because they do a lot of good charity work. Check that out. I implore all of you to do it. Some power is better than none. At a minimum, you're going to need to be able to recharge batteries for communication devices, radios or whatever. You're going to need, everybody's got radios. Nobody ever thinks about how they're going to power them if the power's out, okay? You know, Duracell batteries, you're going to run out of those quick. Talking to Elliot from Wellbots. Elliot donated not only to our Give, Send, Go, but Elliot also donated 2 generators for me to take over there. So we've got 7 generators that I will be taking them sometime this coming week. I've got 7 solar panels that I wound up buying so I can take them with. So they have panels to go with generators. Common sense stuff. Elliot put together a whole pinball relief campaign to give you guys some serious discounts on EcoFlow products, Anchor products. There's a list in the description that's yay long, and you can see the different products with some huge discounts that he's giving us to thank us for our support for them and to help you guys get prepped. It's one of these things, guys. Look at the situation that just happened to a bunch of people who never expected that and go, what would I do in that situation? As the crow flies, this was an hour east of me where cities were destroyed. I don't know. I mean, winds, everything like that. Water, I probably wouldn't have to worry about. My house is 80 feet above the lake level, and I'm 300 feet above Knoxville. Knoxville would flood out. I'm in the mountains. Okay. I'd probably be okay from water. But that doesn't mean that the winds couldn't have possibly taken down a tree and landed on my house, or anything could have happened. You've got to be ready for everything as best you can. Some things are going to be beyond comprehension and there's no way you can do it. But why take the risk on something that you can control or can prevent, at least prepare for? Why aren't you doing it? I get stuff is expensive. It is for me too, trust me. Okay, I didn't put all this together in a weekend. It took years. But that's why I try to get you guys discounts, freebies, contests, etc., etc., etc. Please, please, please take advantage of this. So the next time that we have a disaster that happens like this, like, oh, I don't know, the tropical depression that's forming in the Gulf right now, that may be an event come Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know. The disaster that is 30 days from now, i.e. the November elections, what's going to happen after that? BLM, Antifa coming to burn down a city near you? You might want to be ready for that. Do what you can. Take advantage of every discount, every deal that you can get, but get yourself prepared. Pinball out.